Rule number one, when you are on the way to the venue with me, man, stop complaining about the length of the intro and the theme music that we play at the beginning of the streams, man. You want a bench? That's an easy way to get yourself benched for a good 30 minutes. SmackDown tonight, man. A lot of people are calling it cinema. No, I ain't talking about the back and forth with Sean Ross Sapp. No, I'm not talking about the ridiculous notion that Dax was dreaming about me during his morning coffee this morning. No, I'm talking about Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. What a segment that was tonight, man. Oh, my goodness. If we get more of that in pro wrestling, I think we're on our way to good things, man. LA Knight and Andrade, United States Championship. Andrade ain't done with Carmelo Hayes. That's all I'll say. Giovanni Vinci. My God, Giovanni, man, he lasted longer than 3 seconds. He lasted 90 seconds this week. Great job there, Paul. And Kevin Owens. I don't know about you guys, man, but I was hoping for the chair shot heard round the world this evening. I ain't taking the dark horse around the world, but I am taking it to the OTS venue, man. Tonight, we're raising a shot to Dax. A shot of tequila, by the way. I don't even drink tequila. Just give me an old-fashioned, make it a double. When I get there on this Friday night, man, the beer garden, get used to it, man. Come bear blood. We ain't sitting in the beer garden anymore. But when I get to the beer garden tonight, I got one question for you on this Friday night. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
So very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for September 20th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be, man. Tonight, it was all about cinema. It's all about cinema, man. Cinema is the word of the night to describe Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I did not know what we were getting ourselves into when everybody said on social media tonight's segment with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns was going to be on the football field of Georgia Tech University, where Roman Reigns played college football. I didn't know what this meant. I didn't know what was going on, what the segment was going to be. I thought it was going to be some promotional shit for Bad Blood. I did not expect what we got tonight. I did not expect Cody and Roman to have a Michael Bay type cinema segment that sold the tag team match for Bad Blood, where Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns will team up against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in Atlanta. You know, the one thing that I was thinking about while watching this was, damn, this is fucking good. It's good to have Roman Reigns back. It's good to have Roman back. It's good to have Cody in a more serious role. I've seen a lot of people discussing after this segment, maybe we do Cody and Roman 3 at WrestleMania 41. No, I don't want to see that for a third year in a row. I think that's completely nonsensical, and I think that's overkill. I think we go in a different direction. WWE's treatment of this segment tonight was absolutely incredible, man. If this is the way of the future for WWE, if this is what they are planning to do for bigger moments that call for it, I don't expect everybody to get this type of treatment. But if you're a Cody Rhodes, a Roman Reigns, a Rock, or anybody in that upper echelon, John Cena, if you're anybody in that upper echelon of WWE, this is absolutely incredible, man. You could see where the direction is headed for the future of WWE. The way it was shot, the cinematics of it, the music behind it, everything about it was great. It was legitimately like you were watching a movie play out in real time on SmackDown. The one thing that I took away from this is that Roman Reigns is going to do anything he can to get back what he's lost. He's lost the Ulafala. He's lost his bloodline. He's lost his cousins. He's lost his wise men. He's got nothing to lose. So, according to Roman Reigns, what he said tonight, when a man has nothing to lose, that's when he's most dangerous. He's got absolutely nothing left to lose, and he will do anything he can to get it back. Cody, on the other hand, is clearly agitated and upset that Roman is back and he has nothing. And Roman yet is still claiming that everything is his. He's got nothing. But he still says everything surrounding him, everything he touches is his. This is his SmackDown. This is his ring. This is his audience. This is his WWE. He even said it in the segment tonight. This is my stadium. This is my field. This is my city. Cody is not happy. And I'm glad Cody is not being treated like a pushover because he's actually standing up for himself. The old Cody would have been like, oh, man, listen, I agree. I agree, man. Let's be friends. No. Now, this is not the same Cody Rhodes, man. Cody knows that, listen, you ain't going to bully me around, man. The top of SmackDown is not big enough for the both of us. It's not. Cody is the WWE champion. This is his brand. This is his company now. He is the face of the company. And he's going to do whatever he can to hold on to that while at the same time prove to Roman Reigns that Roman is wrong. I don't know why Cody is teaming with Roman. I don't. I genuinely don't have a single fucking clue as to why Cody Rhodes is teaming with Roman Reigns here, man. Why? Cody Rhodes might not be the pushover that we all thought he was, but Cody Rhodes certainly is not the most intelligent man in WWE. He said last week that he is not going to put his name on that contract for this tag team match at Bad Blood, which was the idea of Solo and Jacob Fatu. I'm not putting my name on that, he tells Nick Aldis. He walks away. And then we see later on in the show, in the last segment of last week's show, which was the season premiere of SmackDown, he signs his name on the contract, and he's going to team with Roman. A Roman Reigns that he doesn't really like, a Roman Reigns that he respects but does not like. Cody recognizes Roman as the tribal chief. He does. He might not be the tribal chief right now because he doesn't have the Ulafala, but Cody in the past has recognized Roman as the tribal chief because he's blatantly said Solo is a cosplay tribal chief. He is a pretender to the throne. But why did Cody team with Roman? Why is Cody so adamant about teaming with Roman? His work with the Bloodline is over. His work with the Bloodline should have been over after he beat Solo Sikoa in the steel cage match. I don't know. I don't really get it. But what I do think is a lot of people are already claiming that this is leading to a third match with Roman and Cody. I don't really think that is necessary right now. I don't. He wants to prove he's better than Roman by doing what? Teaming with him? That doesn't make sense. No. No, that's not the reason why he's teaming with Roman. To prove he's better than Roman? How does that prove he's better than Roman? He's already better than Roman, you half-witted idiot. He's the WWE champion. He beat Roman at WrestleMania. What else does he got to prove to Roman Reigns? You out of your mind? That's not the reason why he's teaming with Roman. It doesn't make logical sense why Cody is teaming with Roman. I don't mind it, but we're going to need somewhat of a better explanation as to why he's already done his part with the Bloodline. He's beaten Solo. He retained the WWE Championship, but yet he's still lingering around in Bloodline business. Bloodline business that has nothing to do with Cody Rhodes. Nothing to do with Cody. So where does this go? Where does this go? I don't know. I am genuinely stumped on what we do as far as the outcome at Bad Blood, where we go after this. I think right now this is some of the most intriguing stuff that WWE has on a week-to-week basis. Roman being back has injected a nice sense of unpredictability into this storyline. Is Cody going to drop the ball when it comes to this tag team match? Is he going to fuck it all up for Roman? Is Roman going to betray Cody after Roman gave him his word tonight? I don't think so. Are we going to get a new Bloodline member? Is that the way we're going to get the Bloodline victorious at Bad Blood? Is Kevin Owens going to turn heel against Cody at Bad Blood? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different options that WWE could go here. Whatever we get is clearly going to lead into Survivor Series. And the way we have it carved out, we talked about this on Tuesday Night Titans, the way that it's shaping up is that Roman, he clearly said tonight, he doesn't have his bloodline, he doesn't have the Wise Man, he doesn't have Jimmy, he doesn't have his cousins at all. Jay is on Raw, Jimmy is God knows where. I don't know where the fuck Jimmy is. Figured we see Jimmy back by now. Do we get Cody, Roman, KO, and Randy Orton inside the War Games match against the Bloodline? I don't know. It's a very interesting path that WWE has carved out here. Does Cody and Roman get match number 3 after all of this is over? That's the narrative that I've seen online. I don't know. Let's do it at WrestleMania next year. I thought what we saw tonight is worthy of another WrestleMania main event. No. No, I'm not giving Cody and Roman another main event. I would much rather see, and I've said this already, Cody versus Rock to finish that off. How we get there, again, I don't really know. And I'm not even going to take a stab at it and how we get there. But we got this little event called Saturday Night's Main Event coming up. And Saturday Night's Main Event is happening on December 14th, 2024 on Long Island at the Nassau Coliseum. I could absolutely see WWE doing Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns on that show. That is a big-time show. The return of Saturday Night's Main Event. Cody versus Roman for the WWE Championship. Match number 3, Saturday night, prime time, 2 weeks before Christmas. Sounds like a good idea to me. I don't know. But I enjoyed that segment very, very much so tonight, man. That was incredible stuff. And I love to see not only WWE go in that direction visually, cinematically, promo-wise, vignette-wise. I think AEW needs to start doing that shit too. That was great. And I'd like to see more of that moving forward for sure. LA Knight and Andrade, United States Championship. This was the result of Andrade defeating Carmelo Hayes, being up 3-2 in their unofficial best of series, which apparently may go 7 matches. We weren't really sure of that before this week. But it looks like we're getting match number 6 next week on Friday night. But Andrade, he failed at capturing the United States Championship tonight in what I thought was a good match. Could have been a little bit better. A little bit of a slippery situation there towards the end. And LA Knight was left busted open after the match was over due to what I presume was a back elbow that landed a little bit too stiff by Andrade. So Andrade is not the United States champion. I don't think anybody really predicted him to win the United States Championship. Carmelo Hayes is now throwing it on Andrade's face that he's washed and he should go bag groceries, he said tonight, or put the fries in the bag, bro. That's leading to match number 6 next week. Hopefully they get a little bit more time than they were previously given. I'd like to see what they do in match number 6. What they do differently, I should say, in match number 6 that we haven't seen in the first 5 matches. We got Kevin Owens. We'll talk about Kevin Owens turning potentially to the dark side. It looked like he was going to smash a steel chair over Cody Rhodes' back in the main event segment. The main event tonight was supposed to be DIY and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. They got taken out right before their entrance was DIY. And then we got the Street Profits. I know. How many times have we seen this main event done on SmackDown? We've seen it at least 2 or 3 different times before. I know. But it was all about the ending. Cody Rhodes, who I did not expect to be out there, helped Kevin Owens fend off the Bloodline. And we got a flashback to the Royal Rumble when Sami Zayn turned on Roman Reigns and disassociated himself from the Bloodline. Kind of felt the same thing with Kevin Owens. Obviously, he's upset that Cody is befriending Roman. Well, not really befriending, but at least helping Roman. Like, why is he helping Roman when Kevin Owens clearly has a problem with Roman Reigns and everything that he's done to him over the last 2 years? KO's got a right to be pissed, no? It's all right helping him against this rebel bloodline, but now you're helping the guy that caused all these problems to begin with. We'll talk about that. Nia Jax looks like she may have not only one opponent, but 2 opponents at Bad Blood for that WWE Women's Championship in Atlanta. And tonight we'll sit down and we'll have a nice talk about what happened in the last 48 hours, man. It was a very tumultuous and stressful 48 hours on social media. And it was just a ridiculous situation, which we will have a nice sit down and discuss it all later on in the show tonight on the SmackDown post right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for all of your support. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. It's going to be a good night. Tonight we're sponsored by Magic Mind. You guys know the deal, man. This green little bottle helps me get through a lot of the week, man. MagicMind.com/JD from NY. Make sure you guys go and use that link. JD from NY 20 is the promo code. You guys can save 20% off a one-time purchase or up to 48% off if you guys opt for a subscription to this green little bottle of magic That keeps me awake during the day. So much so, we got a lot of content out there today, man. We got a clip on the Shorts channel, by the way, which hit 5,000 subs today, man. Thank you guys very much for that. The second channel doing very, very well. Today we uploaded in its epic and legendary entirety, man, the rant that single-handedly caused everybody in the IWC to melt down and expose themselves as a fucking weirdo. Man, oh man, did Jesse and I have him rattled on Wednesday night, man. I even said it right before I said anything, man. Go ahead, clip it, because I know you're watching. And that's exactly what they did. I didn't see anything past the 5-minute length. So, as usual, they took it all out of context. JD's a hater. Grown men, slobs, virgins, rattled by what another grown man said about their precious and beloved AEW. You know, normally this shit would bother me, but I developed such a thick skin this year, man. I still block if you are just absolutely derogatory and nasty to me for absolutely no reason. All over pro wrestling. But man, the weirdos that exist on X, coming from the AEW side, man, it's like this wokeness, man. It's like you can't speak negatively about anything, man. It's like, who are you? Like, why are you so angry? I don't believe who listens to that. Oh, man, what a weirdo that JD is, man. He gets upset about fake fighting. Give me a break, man. Ridiculous. We had him rattled. And it won't be the last time either. But please, continue watching the show, man. I really appreciate it. Follow me on social media, man, at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you go and check out all the content on the channel, man. Today we uploaded our thoughts on Miro being, well, it's not released yet, but he has asked for his AEW release. I can't wait for the sickos to call him a traitor. Thoughts on that? John Cena's list of potential opponents in 2025, and SmackDown moving to 3 hours starting in January. So if you guys want to get in on all that information, video is on the homepage. Go and check it out. I would really appreciate it. Tomorrow we got a video coming, man. My thoughts on the Lucha Brothers officially signing with the WWE, and Kevin Owens, highly sought after by AEW as he's got a contract coming up. Do I think Kevin Owens is going to make the jump to All Elite Wrestling? It's all going to be uploaded tomorrow, man, so look out for that. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out. We'll discuss the last 48 hours. At the end of the show, let's hang out and hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for goal tonight is 750 likes on the live stream tonight right here. SmackDown post on Off the Script. And shout out to my Twitch family. We are also live on Twitch. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me over there. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Hit the follow button over there if you guys want to subscribe. I see you over there on Twitch. Thank you guys very much, man. I'm wondering if I should do the stream on Twitter as well. What do you guys think about that, man? Is that a good thing? I don't know. Some people have told me, JD, you should stream on X. I don't know if X is going to be one of those things that people want to watch me on, man. Do I get paid to be on X? Do I get paid to stream on X? I don't know. I don't want to divide the audience, you know? Anyway, we'll worry about that at a later time. SmackDown tonight. Let's get into it. We start off with the United States Championship match. LA Knight versus Andrade is the opening match. But before we get into that, we got a 3-minute video package on Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns from last week's show. And we saw Cody signing the contract at the end of last week's season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. Then they show the Bloodline entering the building and arriving to the arena. Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa went through the metal detector. They went through without any problems whatsoever. I don't know why they were patting down the Bloodline and wanting to scream the Bloodline before getting into the building. You see Jacob Fatu walking up to you, man, you're just going to let him walk through. You don't want any problems with Jacob Fatu. He tried to walk through the metal detector. Jacob Fatu walked through. They patted him down. He headbutted and super kicked a bunch of security guys, and they just left everybody laying. So the Bloodline was basically in a mood coming out of last week's show, and they wanted to set the precedent for that on this week's show. They were angry at what happened last week, arriving this week. Now, my question is, Jacob Fatu put his hands on security guards. Is he going to be imprisoned or locked up tonight? The answer is no. Jacob Fatu does what he wants. LA Knight. He went one-on-one with Andrade for the United States Championship. This match went almost 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I thought this was very good for the majority of what they did. LA Knight, you know, he's not the most flashiest guy in the WWE. He's not going to go out there and scientifically wrestle you to a 5-star classic. But LA Knight has one thing that a lot of people wish they could have, and that is the type of crowd reaction that he kind of just gets naturally from every audience that he wrestles in front of. Great stuff. So just by that, LA Knight is always a must-see attraction. Andrade. I was excited when Andrade got to the WWE. I was excited for how he would be used in this second go-around. He didn't really get used to his full potential in the first go-around. Vince fucked him up. It took Zelina Vega away from him. He was never the same. He was never the same. And plus, his English isn't really all that great, so Vince doubled down on that. He didn't push him specifically because of that. Vince never pushed anybody that was of Latino descent or someone who didn't speak English. It was just the way of that was just the way of WWE. We all know this. He goes to AEW, we all have this feeling that, all right, this guy's going to break out. There's no reason why this guy can't break out. Can't fumble this guy. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. What did Tony do? Tony does the one thing that we all usually see Tony do, and that's fumble creatively, especially as of late. He didn't do anything with Andrade. Andrade was cast off as just another guy that he signed because he loved getting off on signing ex-Triple H guys. Hey, look at me, man. I got your guy now. What are you going to do? And then Tony fumbles. They get upset. They leave. They go back home to where Papa H is. And the world goes round and round. I thought this was a very good match. Andrade coming into this thing has been the hottest he's been probably since his NXT Championship run. In his first go-around. The matches he's had with Carmelo have been great. Really have set the standard for SmackDown, especially the mid-card for that United States Championship. I love the vibe. I love the feeling. We got some natural competition for the second biggest title on SmackDown. I can't complain about that. So Andrade's been great. Carmelo's been doing very good as well. And he's still early, man. He's still so young that he'll be right there when all is said and done. But as far as this match goes, I enjoyed it up until the last minute or two, man. It got a little slippery at the end. So as soon as the match starts, Andrade went for a handshake. LA Knight kind of batted him away, but it was a respectful gesture in the LA Knight way. Knight went for an inside cradle early. You got a 1 count. Both guys went for their finish. Andrade went for the final message. And LA Knight went for the BFT. They both evaded each other's finishing moves. We go to a commercial break. Right there, we go to a commercial break. We get back from the break, and both guys are in the ring. They're trading strikes back and forth. Andrade landed a couple of chops. He went to the top, hits a picture-perfect cross-body, does Andrade. He gets a 2 count out of it. He slowed things down with a headlock. They both get up to a standing vertical base. Andrade ran the ropes, which eventually ended with Andrade running into an elbow from LA Knight. So both men go to the outside now. LA Knight slammed Andrade's head off the commentary table repeatedly. Andrade, he gets out of that sticky situation, finds himself back in the ring, and Knight hits a slingshot shoulder block from the apron, and he goes for a cover. He gets a 2 count. So they fought on the apron, and Andrade ran Knight into the ring post. He goes up top. He tries to land his moonsault onto LA Knight from the corner to the outside, and he does. And we go to a second commercial break here in the opening match for the United States Championship. So we get back from the second commercial break. Andrade and LA Knight, they're in the ring. They collide. Middle of the ring, they both double down. Andrade gets to his feet, and Andrade went for the Meteora in the corner, his signature double knees, but LA Knight moved, followed up with a DDT. He goes for a cover. He only gets a 2 count. LA Knight is now in the corner with Andrade, stopping a butthole in him. This led to a running knee from LA Knight. He then hits a neck breaker. He goes for another cover. He gets a 2 count. LA Knight lifted Andrade, put him on the top turnbuckle. Andrade elbowed Knight off the top rope. This led to a missed moonsault into the standing moonsault maneuver that he does. But Andrade didn't look like he got all of it. It was actually a little sloppy on this particular night, on this execution. Andrade, after the moonsault, lands the double knees in the corner. Knight kicked out. Andrade then ran at Knight, but Knight caught him and hit a power slam. He didn't catch him all the way, but then muscled him up and hit a nice power slam. He then goes to the second turnbuckle. He jumps up to the top turnbuckle and then delivers his elbow drop. It's one of my favorite new moves in the WWE, man. It's always a beautiful thing to see. Knight went for the BFT, but Andrade countered into a roll-up. He gets a 2 count, and then he hits that wild spinning back elbow for a very close near fall, man. That Andrade spinning back elbow, you guys know which elbow I'm talking about. That, to me, is one of the most crispiest moves in all of pro wrestling. Love it. The sound he makes when he connects on that move, love it. What a move that is. So the two are up top in the corner. They're battling for position on the top rope. LA Knight slipped twice, which led to an attempted drop kick from the top rope by Andrade. He missed. Knight moved out of the way and hits the BFT for the 1, 2, 3. This was a very good match outside of that double botch here by LA Knight, which they always played off very well on the commentary team. They said the ropes are slippery, the lights are hot, the action's heavy in the ring, the ropes were slippery on this night. LA Knight, he tried to do high risk. That's why they call it high risk. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. So they played it off. But I don't know what he was going for. I think he was going for his signature jump up there, you know, like he usually does, and delivers that superplex off the top rope. We didn't get it tonight, so Andrade missed the missile drop kick right into the BFT 1, 2, 3. After the match was over, LA Knight stood up. He was clearly bleeding from his eye. He had a nice little gash over his eyebrow. The two had this weird exchange after the match was over. LA Knight was standing there with the United States Championship, and Andrade was standing there in front of him. LA Knight puts his fist out for a fist bump. Andrade then puts his hand out for a handshake. I hate when that happens, man. That's an uncomfortable situation. Like you're going for a handshake, and the guy's standing there with a fist bump, and then you do the fucking fist bump, and he goes in for the handshake. God, that's so fucking uncomfortable, man. It's just a weird situation to be in, man. I don't like. Just give me a fucking fist bump, or just give me a regular handshake, you know? So there was this weirdness, this weird exchange. LA Knight went for the fist bump. Andrade went for the handshake. Andrade wanted to shake LA Knight's hand so bad that he forced LA Knight's fist open to give him a pound, and then he raised his hand. They had an exchange of words. Andrade pointed at him, "That's your champion. Good for you, the United States champion," and he walks out of the ring. I don't know what happened. At first, I thought LA Knight was actually shooting on Andrade because of the gash. I think the gash happened with the back elbow. But I don't know what happened there, man. A little weird. But LA Knight looked angry to close the segment. So we'll see what happens. I thought this was a good match. Outside that slippery situation and the just bizarre exchange at the end of the match. But crowd loved it, Sacramento loved it, and LA Knight is still the United States champion. Tiffany Stratton. She was talking to Nia Jax backstage, and she said it would be so good to never see Bayley or Naomi on SmackDown again. Nia Jax said if Stratton loses, it might just be a good idea if Stratton leaves SmackDown. No, we don't want Tiffy time on Monday, or maybe we do. Monday is the much better show. I would gladly take Tiffy time on Monday. But with SmackDown going 3 hours, I think it would be ill-advised for WWE to be shifting top-tier talent to the other brand. We need to kind of offset SmackDown to kind of come up to where Raw is, talent-wise. I don't know what we're doing. That's the rumor right now. SmackDown going to 3 hours. I don't want to see it. I know you guys don't want to see it. I don't think any show needs to be 3 hours. Can you imagine Raw at 3 hours, SmackDown at 3 hours, NXT at 2 hours? It's 8 hours of WWE programming on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Wednesday. Those are the old days. Those are the good old days, man. NXT on Wednesdays on the WWE Network. Damn, do I miss those days. And those days were 1 hour. And they were the best show weekly. I can't imagine that, bro. 3 hours of SmackDown with this roster, man. They have a depleted roster. I don't know how they're going to be able to manage that unless there's a draft. If there's not a full-fledged draft, maybe a supplemental draft. If there's not a supplemental draft, maybe we get some trades. If there's not trades, maybe we get some NXT call-ups. What are we doing? The rumor is January at 3 hours. And then back, to Raw, Netflix, January 6th, they said Raw. WrestleVote said Raw is going 3 hours as well, which I don't really think is needed. I think the whole flexibility talk of Raw having maximum 3 hours but not utilizing it every week would be the way to go. Some weeks it would be 2 hours. Maybe 1 week it would be 2 hours and 15 minutes. Maybe the other week it would be 2 hours and 35 minutes. We don't know how many commercials are going to be on Monday Night Raw. We don't know. We don't know anything about how Raw is going to look on Netflix. But 3 hours for both in January is a little overkill. Now, WrestleVotes did say that when that experiment is over, come June, SmackDown moves back to 2 hours. So in June 2025, SmackDown moves back to 2 hours. Why are we moving it to 3 hours if we're only going to move it back to 2 hours, if it's 2 hours right now? Doesn't really make much sense. Why? 3 hours is not needed. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw to get back to 2 hours, man. At least we have 3 months of normalcy. It's going to be fucking weird. Starting the stream at 10:20, 10:25 on a Monday when we usually go live at 11:20? Sign me up, man. Sign me up. I can't wait. Andrade and Mello, they ain't done by a long shot. They were backstage. Carmelo walks up to a very dejected Andrade. He says he hasn't seen a choke like that since the Sacramento Kings and the LA Lakers. Always got to throw a nice sports analogy in there in said sports town to get the crowd to boo you vehemently. Andrade, he's looking over at Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes says, "You're washed, bro. Start putting the fries in the bag." That set Andrade off. They brawled in the back. Referees intervened. Staff and officials come over and break these two guys up. And we're getting match number 6 next week on Friday Night SmackDown, bro. Andrade won the last one, so I would assume, based on the fact that Andrade is up 3-2, that Carmelo gets the win and we get a match number 7. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. It's what I should tell all of the bizarre, weirdo people on social media that come at me, man, that have fucking fake profile pictures. Put the fries in the bag and shut the fuck up, bro. If you could do what I do better than me, show me. I don't see you with a fucking show. I don't see you with a great community and a growing audience. Fuck out of here. Ridiculous. A video package aired showing a line of black SUVs driving into the stadium. That is Georgia Tech Stadium in Atlanta. This was very, very cinematic, man. I thought I was watching Dark Knight. I thought I was watching Commissioner Gordon being led by Gotham PD to City Hall. I love this cinematic shit, man. I would love to be in that realm. Filmmaking, man. I've always appreciated people that go out of their way and film make and make content like that. Cinematic movies. I love it. Shout out to my guy, Big Hodge. He's a pro at that shit. Great stuff. I'd like to see more of that. I got to get Big Hodge up here, man. We got to film some cinematic stuff for Off the Script. Maybe a nice commercial or two at a nice whiskey bar somewhere. Shooting the shit, you know? I don't know. Anytime there's whiskey involved, man. Anytime we get together, man, there's peanut butter whiskey involved, forget about it. I don't even think we remember the day before. Cody then arrived in a white Mustang. Cody's got good taste in the cars, man. Oh, man. White, not my color, man. I can't see myself driving a white Mustang, man. I can't. I can't see myself driving a white anything. It's so boring. But he showed up in a nice Mustang. Love it. Music was playing. I don't know the music that was playing over this clip, but it definitely fit the vibe. Reigns is already center field. Cody meets him there. He walks up to Roman with the WWE Championship over his shoulder. Roman's in Nikes, a t-shirt, and black sweats. And Cody is in a suit without the suit jacket. He's got the vest on. He's got slacks. He's got his dress shoes on. He looks prim and proper. He looks like the WWE Champion. And he's standing there with Roman Reigns. Reigns told Cody that everything he puts his eyes on in here, in this stadium, on this field, in this city, it is all Roman's. He said years ago, he shed blood, sweat, and tears on this field. He said it's his field, his stadium, so therefore, it's his city. What have you done for my city, Cody? Cody brought up that Reigns arrived with 7 cars. Really? 7 cars? Cody brought up the Omni and said, when Reigns was done, you left and went back to the beach. This is your field, but this is my home. My family bled up and down this city. To me, this is my home. Reigns smiled, and he says he has signed up for a lose-lose situation. He looks Cody in the face and says this is a lose-lose situation for him. He says he's aligned with people with nothing to lose. He says they took Jimmy from me. They took the wise man from me. They took the bloodline from me. And they took my Ulafala from me. He said, he is a man without a country now. There's no weight on my neck. It's all on yours. Very good explanation from Roman Reigns. It is on Cody's. Cody says he's telling him all this like he's supposed to be surprised. He says he told him before the first WrestleMania go-around that he'd be standing there as the chief without a tribe. He did. He did say that. Cody was a fortune teller 2 years ago, and it finally rang true this year. He says they took Jimmy, the wise man, and the Ulafala. He told him to take a good look around WWE. He says they already have a tribal chief. It ain't you. We already have a WWE champion. It ain't you. He asked who is standing before him now. I'll tell you now. It's not the biggest box office attraction in the history of WWE. It's not the guaranteed WrestleMania main eventer. It's the guy they used to call Roman Reigns. Reigns was not happy about this truth from Cody. He hung his head. Roman finally asked, Cody, what do you want? What do you want from me? Just tell me what you want. Cody said, I want your word. I want your word that you will have my back so that I can have yours. Roman then says, I give you my word. I will have your back. Just understand that when it's all done, I'm taking back what's mine. He eyed the WWE Championship. Reigns turned to leave. Cody cut him off, walked in front of him, and they said to each other, Cody says, it's not yours to take. Reigns then says, you're in my way. Cody stepped back, and Reigns says, you're in my way in life. And Reigns walked off the field. This was great. I loved every bit of this. The more I see of this on WWE television, the more I see of this in pro wrestling, period. It's always great. As you guys can't tell, I love cinematic, long drawn out story. That's what I get off on. I love story. The better the story, the better the conflict. The better the story, the better the match. This was great. It looked absolutely beautifully shot. Portrayed Roman and Cody as two big guys, the biggest stars that they have in the company. It even kind of gave off vibes that when this is done, this is the mega match that WWE still has in the tank. There's another loaded gun with Cody and Roman main eventing a major show for the WWE Championship, which Roman alluded to here. I'm predicting it's Saturday night main event. Saturday night's main event, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. It's the way I'm going. Could be Randy Orton as well. We don't know how Randy's going to feel after this whole bloodline ordeal. We don't know. Randy wasn't on the show tonight. Just as a little asterisk next to this vignette, this video package. Randy Orton was not on the show tonight. We don't know how Randy Orton is going to react because he's been fighting alongside Kevin Owens against the bloodline. How does Randy Orton feel that he put his faith in Cody after Cody then looked at Roman and now is teaming with Roman, the same guy that put Randy Orton on the shelf for 18 months? Twist and turn here, man. Twist and turn. I thought all of this was perfectly executed for the Bad Blood match that we're going to see in Atlanta with Cody and Roman versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. And I don't know why. Like, I genuinely don't know why. I mean, is it up to, are we going to get the reason why? Cody is teaming with Roman. Why? Like, if you legitimately look at it head on, Cody's got nothing to prove. He's got nothing to prove. Cody's already beaten Roman. Cody's battled the bloodline while Roman was out and did Roman's dirty work. He's taking care of Solo Sikoa. He's beaten Solo for the WWE Championship inside a steel cage match. That should have been it. That should have been it for Cody. He washes his hand clean. He goes on to do whatever he's got to do next. He should not have to worry about Roman Reigns. The only thing I could think of the only thing I could think of is that Roman came back at SummerSlam, helped Cody beat Solo Sikoa, and now Cody's paying the favor back to Roman. It's the only thing I can think of. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton then didn't realize that Cody was going to take this path and help Roman and team with Roman at Bad Blood. But that's the only thing I can think of. Cody is paying it forward. You helped me. Now I'm going to help you. You helped me retain my title. Now I'm going to help you take out your family. And when that's all over, you want your match, you got it. Cody's got nothing to prove to Roman. Zero. He didn't explain it here. The shit leading up to this just throws everything into this. Why, Cody? You don't have to. Why? Cody's doing it because Roman helped him at SummerSlam. And he also helped him, yes. He also helped him after the steel cage match. But he already had beaten Solo at that point. Roman directly helped him retain the championship against Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. But there's no reason why, other than that, for Cody to want to help Roman. Cody's got to understand that being the good guy is going to be his downfall. And maybe that's the story that's underneath this. There may be a larger story at play here that we are not seeing right now bubble up to the surface. Because I legitimately asked this question. Why is Cody helping Roman when we know they don't like each other and that he doesn't have to? Is Cody that much of a dumb baby face? Is he? He does things he absolutely doesn't have to. Or is the bigger story here that Cody, no matter how good he is, no matter how many people he goes out there and tries to be buddy-buddy with, Cody's going to eventually realize that this can't be the way. He's been too nice to everybody. KO, friends. Randy, friends. Roman, shaking his hand and working alongside the one guy that caused all this shit to happen. Teaming with him at Bad Blood. Bonded by a man's word that he will back him up in Atlanta. Is that the true nature of this story? We don't know. This is not going to be Cody's only run with the WWE title. I'm telling you this right now. When Cody wrestles Randy, that title's going directly to Randy Orton. It is an inevitability. What is the true nature of this story? The true nature of this story, to me, is Cody finding out in the hardest way possible that his word, the trust that he puts in people, is not how he should be operating in this current run as the champion in WWE. And that's what's going to cost him. That is going to cost Cody everything. And he will lose that title to Randy when the time comes. When it happens, I don't know. I don't. We could see Randy versus Cody at Saturday night's main event. We could see Cody versus Roman at Saturday night's main event. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel that is a potential direction for WWE moving forward with this Cody Rhodes storyline. And man, would that flesh out the Cody character if that truly is the case here? How boring is Cody Rhodes? Very one-dimensional as a babyface. Has great matches, great story, master storyteller. But is that the true nature of the Cody Rhodes character? So much trust in these people, it will eventually lead to his downfall. I don't know. And yes, we got The Rock. The Rock is that little dangling fruit hanging above this entire storyline. Where does he fit in here? What is he going to think with Roman? Because as we know, There's no riffraff. There's no conflict there between Roman and The Rock. There isn't. It hasn't been played out on television. Who's to say Rock isn't upset with Roman for teaming with Cody? Who's to say Rock is not upset with Cody even further now, because the last thing that he said was, "Don't break my heart," as he handed him that unidentified gift on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. What was it? Speculation ran wild that week. What was it? Don't break my heart, Cody. Cody already, seems like to me, has broken Rock's heart. Because from my point of view, if I'm The Rock, Cody's now manipulated Roman Reigns into teaming with the one guy that they tried to vanquish at WrestleMania. I don't think the High Chief is going to be too pleased with that decision. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of avenues that this could go down. A lot of different openings we could see this going. This is the storyline that's going to carry SmackDown. I don't want to see it being carried at 3 hours. But the more Roman and Cody are on television, the more intriguing the story's going to be. You add the Randy and KO effect. You add that dynamic to it. We get through Bad Blood. We start building towards War Games. Maybe we get some new Bloodline members. Maybe we get The Rock back. Looks like we got those chefs back in the kitchen, man. We're firing up the flames, and they're going to work. Very interesting time to be watching SmackDown for sure, man. I love it. I love a good story. I love guessing where this is going. This is the shit that I want to see on a weekly basis, man. This is the shit I care about. Fucking story. If you don't got story, you don't got shit. I get bored when I come on here, man. Yeah, what a great match. That was it. There's no story. There's no way to make you think. There's nothing there that makes you think and second guess. Where's this going? Is it going there? Maybe it goes this way. Put two guys out there, have them go at it one-on-one, and that's it. On to the next. Such a boring way to cover pro wrestling, man. What a boring fucking dynamic. Kevin Owens, immediately. Kevin Owens was sitting, watching all of this vignette, all of this face-to-face with Cody and Roman. Byron Saxton walked up to him. Said he has a history with both of these guys. Does he have any thoughts on what he's seen? KO got up. He exhaled. He walked away. He had nothing to say. Apollo Crews. He went one-on-one with Giovanni Vinci. We got the clip airing 2 weeks ago with Vinci losing in 3 seconds to Apollo Crews. Graves complained that the ref called for the bell before Vinci took off his jacket, which gave Crews the opening to win the match. So, Crews, he scored another quick victory here after escaping a powerbomb attempt from Vinci and rolled him up for a 1-2-3. That was it. I wish I could tell you more, but that's all I got. That's all I got. Powerbomb attempts, roll up, 1-2-3. After the match, Vinci, he attacked Crews violently and hits a very devastating looking brainbuster. Vinci then starts talking trash to Apollo Crews. He wipes the sweat off his brow and throws his sweat at Apollo Crews and left the ring. That was it. So now we're 0 for 2 with Giovanni Vinci. This was bad. I will say that. This was bad. It wasn't as bad as 2 weeks ago, but this was bad. I don't know why we doubled down on this. I don't. To Apollo Crews? I just don't know where this is going. So why did we double down on this? So Vinci looked like a complete fucking loser last week. This week, he comes out with no tracksuit because that's what cost him the victory last week, and he still loses. What are we going for here? Are we going for a loser here to snap and eventually kind of get back into the mentality of being vicious and violent to win matches? But where's the character development? The guy's character is an Italian playboy who wears Patek Philippe's, he wears fancy suits, he's got a perfectly trimmed goatee, he's got the designer glasses on, he's a ladies' man, and he's a loser. He's got everything in life, which is something I don't really understand. He's got everything in life, man. He should be winning at life. He's a winner. But when he goes to his regular job, he's a loser. Guy's a loser, man. He can't win a fucking match. I don't really understand where the fuck they're going with this. I really don't. It's actually laughable. Now, the report was last week that management was upset at how Giovanni Vinci's debut came off. No shit. Everybody was upset. They asked why. Why is this happening? I don't even know how it made it through quality control, man. I don't even know how it got put on the script. If someone at the top was upset about it, you know what, man? Let's take it out of this guy. I don't think this is a good way to go about this guy's debut after 3 weeks of vignettes. But they let it happen anyway. A Paul Levesque blunder. He hasn't been perfect. I don't know why he thought that was going to come off in any other way but the way it came off last week. This week wasn't as bad, but he's still a loser. I just don't know where it's going. Does he get a third match against Apollo Crews and then wins? What does that accomplish? What does that accomplish? None of this accomplishes anything positively for Giovanni Vinci. That's the fucking point. None of this accomplishes anything positive for Vinci. He's already lost twice. First in 3 seconds and now in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. The guy can't beat Apollo Crews. 2 losses in a row. So if he wins the next match, how is that going to prove he's better than Apollo Crews when Apollo Crews still has 2 wins over Giovanni Vinci? Oh, but he attacked him after the match. Anybody could do that. That doesn't make you a winner. Because when I look at the line sheet, when I go to a website and see results for SmackDown, Apollo Crews defeats Giovanni Vinci. He's a loser. Doesn't matter what you do to make him look like a badass and somebody with revenge in his eyes. I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy. You're still a fucking loser. The Giovanni Vinci experiment is on its way to being a failure. I will say, though, now this could be just Sacramento being Sacramento, but he did get a nice boo reaction from the crowd after the post-match attack. I don't know if that's going to last, but they were pretty decent for the post-match attack on Apollo Crews. Byron Saxton walked up to Kevin Owens. Again, Byron feels like a pest at this point. Asked him once, he walked away. Now asking him again. Owens said, you know what? I'd rather talk about this out there in front of them in the ring. And that's exactly what he does. Exactly what he does. Kevin Owens goes out to the ring, and there really wasn't much to this. I expected him to actually explain why he feels the way that he does, but I could see why WWE held back on that. I could see why. I thought that they did this pretty decently. Instead of giving away all of their cards in the same show, they're going to wait on Kevin Owens' explanation. Maybe we get the heel turn, then we get the explanation. Because what good would the explanation do now and then the heel turn? Have him turn heel and then explain why he's upset. It would be a little bit more impactful. If you explain why you're upset with Cody Rhodes now, I don't know if that's going to label him as a babyface in this situation. So you might as well just turn him heel first and then explain. So if anybody's upset, well, he didn't really say anything. Got to do it in the order in which it needs to be done. Owens says he's aware people wonder what he thinks of the situation between Cody and Roman. Owens says he has to be honest. ... Out comes Tama Tonga. His theme music hits. He's followed by Tangaloa and Jacob Fatu here. And this guy on the microphone, man, I don't know what he was doing, but he was a... I don't know what he was doing, man. He sounded like one of those. You ever play Resident Evil, man, and you're just walking through the mansion? Resident Evil 1, man. You're walking through that part of the game, and all of a sudden there's nothing in the hallway. You walk by a fucking glass window, and all of a sudden the fucking zombie dogs jump through the window. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, I like it, man. Listen, they're a bunch of savage Samoans, man. It fits the bill. It fits the bill. So, Cody and Roman embarrassed Solo last week, he says, and that was a big mistake. Tama Tonga said Cody and Roman will get what's coming to them at Bad Blood, but tonight Owens will get what's coming to him by the orders of the tribal chief. JD off his meds. I'm just giving you Tama Tonga, man. I mean, listen. Owens invited everyone into the ring and ultimately faced off one-on-one with Jacob Fatu. They put the big blows together here, man. They came, meeting of two big bulls in the ring. They start going at it. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens was swamped 3-on-1. Out comes DIY for the save to 0 reaction. Poor DIY, man. What's going on with DIY, man? Why doesn't anybody react to DIY? What am I missing? What am I missing? Love Ciampa, love Gargano, but what's going on? So they're all brawling, all 6 of these guys. Shatter Machine to Tama Tonga. Nick Aldis walked out with a microphone and a bunch of security guys. The ring filled up with all of security trying to just separate all these wild men. And Nick Aldis said, listen, I'm sick and tired of everyone fighting each other when there isn't a bell ringing. And I noticed there were 3 here in the Bloodline and 3 here with Owens and DIY. How about we do a 6-man tag team match for the main event? And that's exactly what was booked. We got the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and DIY for now. Bayley and Naomi. They were talking backstage, and Bayley says they have a common goal of getting the belt off of Nia Jax. It's going to be a little difficult, man. Nia has had a death grip on that title since SummerSlam. Naomi said she wants a title shot, too. Bayley says she's been waiting since SummerSlam. Naomi's got a grudge as well here. She's come back and hasn't done much of anything. I've been waiting for my opportunity since I got back here, she said. Bayley assured her that they are in this together. Naomi said when she wins, she'll give Bayley the first shot. She asked for a hug. Bayley hugged her before she went out to the ring. Nia Jax and Tiffany versus Bayley and Naomi. This was a tornado tag team match. And I thought this was actually pretty entertaining, man. I thought this was solid. And I'm glad that they actually switched the rules from a standard tag team match to a Texas Tornado tag team match. Just a little better, honestly. A little bit more chaotic. Gets everybody involved and adds a little bit more drama to what's going on here. So Nia and Tiffany took control. Naomi and Bayley came out, and they were on the defensive almost immediately. They come back. They hit a couple of big splashes. Nia and Tiffany regained the upper hand. We go to a commercial break. We come back from the break. The action's on the outside. Nia Jax threw Naomi over the barricade. Jax tried to do the same to Bayley, but Bayley got out of it and pushed Jax into a Naomi super kick. Bayley hit a suicide dive on Jax, and Naomi landed a crossbody on Stratton on the outside. So we get back into the ring. Stratton clotheslined Naomi and started working on Bayley. Bayley hit Stratton with a suplex and went for the pin, but Naomi broke it up. So the baby faces here are having a little bit of tension between the baby faces. Naomi and Bayley eventually make up and landed a big back body drop on Nia Jax. Big double back body drop. Jax came right back, took Naomi down. She was going for the Annihilator. Bayley came over and cut her off. Stratton got involved. This led to a stereo elbow leg drop from Naomi and Bayley on Stratton. And they eventually hit the 1D. Yes, the Usos finish on Stratton. Stratton accidentally hit a swanton on Nia Jax before the 1D. All of this after the 1D was enough for Nia Jax to gain the advantage again. Bayley and Naomi countered something from Jax. I don't know what it was, but it ended up being it looked like a roll-up mixed with a crucifix. A jackknife cover with a crucifix bomb pin by Naomi and Bayley, and they both pinned Nia Jax at the same time. Now, I'm surprised Nia Jax got the pin. I'm surprised she actually took the pinfall loss here. I was absolutely certain that Tiffany Stratton was taking the pinfall loss here because we all knew when the match was made and the stipulation was made, there was no way that Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton were going to win this match. There was no way Naomi and Bayley, one of them was going to Monday Night Raw. And it's like, I said this on Tuesday. Actually, I said this on Friday, and then I reiterated to the Solomonster on Tuesday Night Titans. I could see a triple threat match looming where we get a double pin on Friday. And what happens? We get a double pin tonight on SmackDown. So now the situation is nobody knows who wins. Nobody. Now, I did see potentially that Naomi's foot was underneath the rope while she made the pinfall. So theoretically, Bayley has every grudge to say, I won the match. Your pinfall was illegal. Your foot was underneath the bottom rope. I had Nia Jax pinned 1, 2, 3 legitimately. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. But anyway, the referee's decision is final. Nia was pinned by Naomi and Bayley. We go to the back, and they're arguing with Nick Aldis. No, I got the win. No, I got the victory. It's my title match. Nick Aldis said, you know what? There's one way we're going to settle this. It's not a triple threat match. It's not going to be Nia versus Naomi versus Bayley yet. But we're going to get Bayley versus Naomi next week on Friday Night SmackDown. And I could absolutely see another situation where we get a fuck finish or a botched pinfall or something along those lines happening where we do end up right back where we thought we were tonight, and that is the triple threat match. I could see that being the case. So this was fun while it was. It wasn't terrible by any stretch, and we got a very predictable outcome with both baby faces pinning the heel champion to then lobby that they deserve the match. No. Next week it's one-on-one, and then I'm assuming we get a triple threat match with Naomi, Bayley, and Nia at Bad Blood. Chelsea Green. They aired a vignette, and it featured Chelsea Green taking literal garbage out to the dumpster. Green then is shown beating up a mannequin with Michin's face plastered on the mannequin. Green was training for a dumpster match with this Michin dummy, and this dumpster match was set up last week on Friday Night SmackDown. Remember when Vicky Guerrero was in the crowd last week? I think there was a .com exclusive where they showed Vicky Guerrero go up to Chelsea Green and request a dumpster match with Chelsea Green going one-on-one with Michin. And then Nick Aldis comes over and says, you know what? That isn't that bad of an idea. So we're getting a dumpster match next week. And Chelsea Green is training for this. 2 weeks in Nashville. Actually, not next week, 2 weeks in Nashville. I think that's the go-home show for Bad Blood. So, a dumpster match, man. When was the last time we saw a dumpster match in WWE? That's got to be Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie, right? I don't know. We'll see. Should be interesting. You know, I appreciate them going to the lengths to build some character with the ladies that aren't really featured in the world title program. Dumpster match is something we haven't seen in a very long time, man. Anything to get some interest on what these ladies are doing, man. I'm all for it. Should be good. Kevin Owens made his entrance for the main event, and DIY was about to come on out. And they got beat up in the back by the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu absolutely ran through Tommaso Ciampa as he was laying against a production crate. Savages. This Bloodline is nothing more than a bunch of savages, man. So DIY is taken out of the main event. So Owens is out there. He sees the Bloodline come on out. He's all by himself. He's like, fuck it. I'm just going to fight these guys 1-on-3. And then all of a sudden, out comes the Street Profits, and they ran out to help KO, and it evens the sides here. Owens landed a swanton on everybody on the outside. It looked like Owens and the Profits would take on the Bloodline here in the main event as they fill in for DIY. Now, I'm not really sure why DIY was replaced here. I don't. Hopefully, we get some news on that. Maybe PW Insider or Fightful report why DIY was taken out just very unceremoniously from the main event. I don't know why, but they did come out after the match was over and try and make the save. But Owens and Tangaloa started the match, and Owens got the better of it. Dawkins tagged in. He got some strikes in before Montez tagged in. He worked over Loa. Dawkins came back in. He again was keeping up on his offense. Owens followed up with a tag, clothesline, goes for a cover. He gets a 2 count. 4 tags back in. He's putting the boots to Tangaloa. Crowd is chanting OTC. Eventually, Tangaloa was able to tag in Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu quickly took control over Montez. Tama Tonga tagged in, landed a springboard splash onto Montez. Tama Tonga hit a sliding clothesline on Ford for a 2. Fatu then tagged back in, landing a running elbow on Montez. Missed the big Uso hip attack in the corner. Montez tagged in. He fired things up. Leaping back elbow. And he takes out the rest of the Bloodline. Dawkins ran into a nasty super kick from Jacob Fatu. He followed this up with a moonsault, which was perfectly executed. And Corey Graves was on commentary yelling, "It's not fair. It's not fair." Because anything Montez Ford can do, believe it or not, Jacob Fatu could do. Guy is absolutely unnatural in what he can do in that ring. So we go to a commercial break. We come back from the break. Tama Tonga covered Dawkins for a 2. He eventually leapt at Dawkins. Dawkins caught him and suplexed him. Fatu tagged back in. He cut off Angelo Dawkins, whipping Dawkins into the turnbuckle. Fatu ran at Dawkins, and Dawkins countered with a leaping kick. He then jumped at Dawkins, and Dawkins moved, ultimately getting Montez the hot tag, and in comes Montez Ford. He landed a series of big moves, complete with a big step-up knee, standing moonsault. Owens tagged in and immediately ran around the ringside, outside, clotheslining everyone in the Bloodline, hitting a big frog splash on Tangaloa from the apron. We go back into the ring. Owens to the cannonball, swanton on Tama Tonga. He goes for a cover. He gets a 2 count. Owens went to the top, and Tama Tonga cut him off. He went for a superplex, but Owens countered into his fisherman spinning suplex off the top. Pin attempt was broken up by Tangaloa. Owens hit a stunner on Tama Tonga. Loa pulled Owens off Tama Tonga. For whatever reason, the ref rang for the bell and ended the match. Didn't really understand that. It was like the referee finally, after all this, he got so frustrated that after a finishing move and Tangaloa pulling his partner out of the ring. Ring the bell. It's all over. I've seen enough. Kind of ridiculous. So the match ended for whatever reason, and the bell rings. The bell sounds. After the match, Montez landed a flip dive on the Bloodline. He was getting the crowd hyped up. We got a brawl between the two teams. Bloodline got the best of the baby faces, and a triple power bomb attempt on Owens until DIY, who, remember, were taken out of this match, beaten up, only to come out after the match. They save Owens. Big brawl happening. And the Bloodline fought them off too. So the Bloodline set their sights on Owens until Cody's music hit. And Cody ran out with a chair. Cody hopped into the ring with Fatu, and Fatu kicked the chair out of Cody's hands. He came back with a Cody cutter on Jacob Fatu. Owens then grabs the chair, and you see him in the background. Cody is kind of egging the Bloodline on. Come on, I got you. Or you want to fight? Come on. And all of a sudden, you just see KO just standing in the background with the chair in his hand. He's holding the chair in both hands. And it reminded me of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. And Sami eventually blasted Roman in the back with that chair, turning his back on the Bloodline. It reminded me of that. I would be lying to you if I told you I was like, no, man, don't do it, don't do it. I was very much saying to myself, hit him, do it, hit him. You got this, bro. Hit him in the back. He didn't. Cody turns around. It looked like KO was going to hit him, but Owens dropped the chair. Cody extended his hand, shook Owens' hand. They hugged, and the show ended. Now, the thing with the hug is, I don't know if you guys picked up on this. Owens hugged KO. Owens hugged KO. Owens hugged Cody. And the camera zoomed in behind Cody and directly on KO's face. Now, maybe it's just me, but the way he was blinking, the life in KO's eyes were like, man, I'm disgusted. Man, I can't stand this guy. Man, I'm so pissed at this guy. That was the vibe I got with just the facial reaction, the facial expression, the eyes. The eyes are the mirrors to the soul, man. KO is not happy with Cody. He's not. What this means for a heel turn, I don't know. But like I said earlier, you know, we were all looking for an explanation. WWE does things strategically. He does things strategically, this Triple H. He threw KO out there to address his feelings on the Cody and Roman face-off at Georgia Tech Stadium. He came out to explain himself and didn't even get what he needed to say out of his mouth because the Bloodline interrupted. What good would it do for KO to explain why he's upset now? The heel turn's got to happen first, and then the explanation comes. Feel like it's going to be a little bit more impactful. If he explains his disgust now for Cody, what does that do for KO? It kind of pushes him over that line. You know, you got your line, you got your baby face, and you got your heel. It kind of pushes him over the heel line, honestly. You don't want to do that yet. You got to turn him heel first and then explain why he's upset. Obviously, what Cody's done is upset KO. KO's got to do the action first and then verbally express to us why he's upset. If he verbally expresses why he's upset with Cody right now, it'll show everybody that he's not for Cody. He's not going to help Cody. He's not going to befriend Cody. He's against Cody. So he's got to be against Cody first before he actually explains why. There's a lot of good stuff happening on SmackDown, man. A lot of things are in motion. It's not obviously where it needs to be yet. It's still a very laborious watch at times, but tonight was a good show. Tonight flowed well. I think the energy has been there for the first 2 weeks on USA Network. I hope it continues. Bad Blood's looking like an all-timer. I've said it week after week so far, the last 3 weeks, an all-timer show. And I'm very excited to see what comes out of that show, man. We're going to get some major storyline developments coming out of that show. It's going to be good. I thought tonight's SmackDown was a very good thumbs-up show, and I'm excited to see where all of this new potential budding story takes us into Bad Blood and beyond. Thank you guys very much for all of your support tonight, man. Get those super chats in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. Tonight, we are sponsored by my great friends over at Magic Mind. You guys know the deal with Magic Mind, bro. How am I so good when I come on here, man? Focused, right? Direct, energetic, entertaining. It's Magic Mind. Basically, what you're watching right there, man. You see what I did? Poured it into my little Bronx Zoo thermos. I take my favorite sparkling beverage, which you guys know I love my sparkling beverages. Pour it right in there, man. Shake it up a little bit, and it's good to go. That's basically it. It's my morning routine. Right there, you saw my morning routine, man. Every time I wake up, walk on down from the bedroom, down to the kitchen, make myself a Magic Mind, make myself some scrambled eggs in the morning. Good to go. And then I go and have my caffeine, my coffee. Because I'm a coffee guy. What can I say, man? But Magic Mind, I'm also a Magic Mind guy. And Magic Mind is going to help you maintain a sharper mind, less stress, stronger motivation, and better energy. Today was one of those days, man. I want to tell you about my day. I had a lot of motivation today, man. I was hungry coming out of yesterday's debacle on social media. Woke up, got up at 8:30, 9 o'clock, made myself some breakfast, made myself a Magic Mind. I sat in the office here, sat in the lab, got 2 videos out, one today, one tomorrow, got the stream ready, got my notes ready, cut up some clips for the second channel, did some side work for the channel as well for later next week. Took some of my House of Glory notes. We did a lot of work in the lab today, man. A lot of work. And that's all because of Magic Mind. I had a Magic Mind as soon as I woke up. I had a Magic Mind as soon as I finished my breakfast. I love it. For that sharper mind, man, they got the Lion's Mane Mushroom for energy, ceremonial matcha, B2, B3, and B12 vitamins. And for less stress, they got turmeric and vitamin C and vitamin D3, man. It helps me out. And I know it will help you guys out as well. I love it. And when I stamp my name to something, and I tell you it works, I never put my name to anything that does not make me feel good. Magic Mind makes me feel good. So say goodbye to feeling amped up and say hello to feeling dialed in, man. I need you guys dialed in. MagicMind.com/JD from NY. JD from NY20 is the code. Make sure you guys go and hit them up. 20% off your first purchase and 48% off, up to 48% off if you guys want to opt for a subscription. MagicMind.com/JD from NY. Thank you to Magic Mind for sponsoring the show right here on OTS. I think before we get to the super chats, guys, yesterday was a very interesting day. It's a very interesting day, man. You know, a lot of what happened on social media, you know, all I do. I know there are people that don't like me for whatever reasons, man. You know what bothers me as a content creator? You know, people just love to live in the past. And it sucks. You know, I have to live with the narrative of JD is a racist. JD is sexist. He hates women. The reason why he's banned from media is because the women deem him a threat, or they feel unsafe. He's a danger. Like, this narrative is fucking stupid, man. Like, I don't really understand it. I mean, that's just weird behavior. I've never done anything on this show, as long as I've been a creator, that's given off, oh my God, I fear for my safety because JD is a sexist. He makes me feel in danger. Like, this is the narrative that I have to live with every day. I wake up and I see the same shit on repeat over and over and over again. Man, it's like playing your favorite song. In this case, it's the worst song over and over and over again, man. It's like, JD's a sexist. JD's a racist. JD's a homophobe. JD's a transphobe. It's like, that's great, man. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but clearly everybody seems to be running with the same narrative. It's sad, and it honestly is, it's depressing that I got to hear the same misinformation being thrown about online. Like, I apologize for the Alexa Bliss shit. Oh, JD, we don't want him at our media scrums. We feel unsafe. Let me tell you something, guys. I grew up in a day and age where Andrew Dice Clay was peak comedy, right? George Carlin was peak comedy. Eddie Money. I love old school Family Guy, where they got derogatory slurs being thrown about. That golden era of Family Guy, man. It was like season 3 to season 8, season 9. I mean, they were as raunchy as anything, man. Married with Children. You know, I grew up in a different day and age, man. You know, that's the shit that I was around growing up. That's my sense of humor. Like, if you don't get that sense of humor, you know, that's on you. That's the era that I grew up in. You know? So if I make a crude joke, or if I come off in that way, it's because that's what I find funny. That doesn't make me a sexist. That doesn't make me a racist. That doesn't make me a homophobe, or I don't know where this homophobe, transphobe thing's coming from. All day yesterday. It's ridiculous. People think that they get one over on me, man. It's like, oh, I seen JD clips of him raging at Mario Kart. I seen JD raging at Call of Duty and saying nasty things. It's great. Do I wish I could take that era of my content back? Sure. Not going to sit here and dwell on it, because that was the day and age of YouTube where content like that was a normal thing. It was a normal thing. I can't take back what was said 13 years ago, bro. Because people are outraged today. Like, I'm not that same guy. I don't play games that way now. I don't react that way now. Most of my gaming experience right now is me sitting in this chair right now, looking at this screen, casually playing Destiny 2 by myself. That's my gaming experience. Legitimately, I sit right here with a cold drink and a snack, and I game on Destiny for hours after the stream is over. I'm an old fart, man. I don't play like that anymore. But man, oh man, the things that I see, man, the things that I read, people genuinely going out of their way to say, oh, I don't watch Tuesday Night Titans. I can't believe Jason even aligns himself with JD. He's a piece of shit. I can't listen to him speak. I can't associate with him. I don't know why Salamonster would associate with him. Really? Lucky, well, you know, it sucks to be you, man. Lucky you guys. that you love the show, because it ain't going nowhere. Sucks to be those people, man, because they're missing out on a damn good fucking show. Damn good show. And there's always something new coming out of that show. Always something fun coming out of that show. And the views that it does every week, man, clearly people love it. Clearly people love it. That's you. That's on you. Got people out here trying to cancel me for these clips. These rage bait clips. I mean, listen, I ain't going nowhere. You know, a good buddy of mine today told me they can't cancel you unless you want to be canceled. Unless you want to be canceled. Bro, I ain't going anywhere. You ain't canceling me. We still pull incredible numbers. This is the biggest year of the podcast ever. The revenue this year has already surpassed last year. As soon as June hit, man, I already surpassed last year's revenue earnings. So clearly the podcast is doing what it needs to do. So clearly you guys are still showing up. Clearly there are people watching me. There is a ton of people hate watching me. But this narrative, I don't know where any of this shit comes from. Everybody on social media acts as if they know me, man. You don't know shit. Who are you? You know me based off what? You dislike me because of why? My pro wrestling opinion? How many times do I have to tell you, man? What you get on this channel is exactly what you would get in person. The only difference is I'm amped up to 11, 12, maybe if it's terrible, 13. But everything you get out of my mouth here, if you see me in person, it's toned down to maybe a 5 or a 6. If I was a 5 or a 6 on the show, people wouldn't watch me. I wouldn't want to watch me. You know what I realized early in my YouTube run? That YouTube is entertainment. You want to be entertained. So what I've done is created this environment for myself in my office. I paid a beautiful team of talented people to create this world for me, to differentiate me from every other creator in this space. There's no one doing what we're doing. There's no one that looks like us. There's no one that sounds like us. In my opinion, everybody else is behind the 8 ball. They're not where we are. Boring. If I was a 5 or a 6, I wouldn't want to watch me. But the reason why you guys come here is because I give back. I put back. What you give in, what you put in, I give back. You come here because I'm honest. You come here because I'm genuine. You come here because I'm real. I don't sugarcoat anything. I am a pro wrestling fan for the pro wrestling fan. I don't play teams. I don't. I don't play AEW only. I don't play WWE only. I am for better AEW and WWE. I don't get this narrative, this notion that I'm anti-AEW. I'm pro-WWE. I only talk about and give you back what I watch. I've been doing this for a very long time, bro. If you don't think I know a good show from a bad show now, then you're the fool. I very much know what's a good show, a bad show, a good song from a bad song, a good show, movie, television show, sitcom from a bad television show, sitcom, movie. I'm not afraid to express my opinion. If you could do what I do better than me, then do it. Half the people that hate me, despise me, that say all these vile things about me, they wouldn't be caught dead on this. They can't afford it, they're not good at it, and they're not as entertaining as me. And nobody wants to hear some fucking loser spew positive one, negative the other. I'm positive and negative to AEW, I'm positive and negative to WWE. I never play a team. I hate that type of content. That type of content is awful. Who wants to sit there and watch that? You want to know how mature I am? back in the day, if the Braves didn't make the playoffs, which this year they're probably not, they're just fucking awful, injuries have mounted up. If the Braves don't make the playoffs, this year I'm going and hoping that the Mets end up beating the Phillies, because I can't stand Philly. And my grandma loves the Mets. I know a lot of people that are big Mets fans. And for them, my moral support goes to them. See, the old JD would say, fuck the Mets. Or fuck the Yankees. I'm not like that anymore, man. I grew up. If the Braves didn't win, fuck you guys, man. Fuck the Yankees. Fuck the Mets. Fuck the Phillies. Fuck all these, like... I know when to back out and gracefully say, you know what? Respect. Mets, make the playoffs. Do me a favor. Beat Philadelphia for me. Because I do not want to see them in the World Series again. I don't play teams, bro. I don't. Very, 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 very weird behavior, man. It really is. It's honestly psycho behavior. And then people throw this psycho back at me. He's unhinged. He's mental. Why? Because I ranted about a television show that obviously was fucking piss poor garbage on Wednesday. Man, I love the fact that I could rile you guys. If you didn't care. See, this is what I don't get. If you didn't care, you wouldn't clip. If you didn't care, you wouldn't react. If you didn't care, I wouldn't see my name thrown about on social media with all these vile, disgusting, untrue statements. But I sat right here and I gave you an opinion, a very truthful opinion, an opinion that is shared by many people, and you got upset about it. That's what we do here. If I came on here and I told you that shit show on Wednesday was a great show, none of this social media discourse would have transpired on Thursday. When I say the show is good, you don't hear a fucking peep. But these AEW weirdos, man, these weirdos, these bizarre fucking no-lifers, man, who got no hobbies, no friends, no family to love them. Just weirdo behavior, man. They rather criticize people criticizing their show than actually criticizing the show themselves. None of these people ever criticize the show. They'd rather criticize the people criticizing the show than criticize the show themselves. It's almost as if these people don't know how I've garnered my audience. You do realize that I was anti-WWE for a very long time. Very long time. I still loved WWE. Love it. I love it now. I love it more now than I did then. I very much loved WWE, but I hated the way it was run. I hated the creative. JD's a WWE hater. He's negative. People like him spread toxicity in the community. I can't stand him. I don't know why he's got a platform. I don't know why he's got this. I don't know why he's got that. Maybe because I worked my ass off and I was true to myself and my audience. That's why I have an audience. That's why I have a following. And I'm going to continue to have a following, whether you like it or not. But these AEW weirdos, they didn't realize that for years, I did the same thing for WWE. The same thing. And now the tables have turned and I'm doing it to AEW. And you can't understand that. You can't comprehend that. Why? Is the wrestling world, is the wrestling landscape on social media so vastly different from 5 years ago to this year that I can't say anything negative about what I watch anymore without any vile toxicity, misinformation, uninformed garbage about me, slander about me, all over pro wrestling. All over pro wrestling. It's amazing how many people reacted the way that they did to that one rant on Wednesday. Unbelievable. but I made you feel. I did. And because of that, it makes me rest easy at night, knowing that I have that type of effect on people. If I got that reaction out of you, that means I'm doing something right. If I didn't get a reaction out of anybody, maybe I change course and do something a little different the following week. But the fact that I so vehemently got that reaction from everybody, man. Gee, I hit you right here, man. Maybe you heard something you didn't want to hear and you reacted that way because you got nothing else going on for you. And the guy that you hate the most, you can't stand that he's right. I take great pride in that, bro. Love it. As far as what happened with Sean Ross Sapp yesterday, I commented on Kate from Fightful. My guy John Draper put out a tweet. I don't like many people's opinions. I know there are people that don't like my opinion. The one thing I can't stand is when someone says, go Google it. Go research their feud. No. It is the storyteller's job to tell me the story. It is the company's job to tell me the story. Seriously. It is their job to fill me in on why these two are fighting and build a compelling, dramatic story that plays out on television for me to gain interest in the match. Go and tell me a story instead of having me go into it blind, asking, why do I care? I don't like that. Long-term storytelling is one of the biggest changes to pro wrestling in the last couple of years. One year, it was banger matches. There was a vibe, there was a feeling about banger matches. Everybody was doing them. House of Glory was doing them. Do you know what me and Jason told House of Glory? You know what me and Jason told Brian XL and Amazing Run? Story is where it's at. You build a story, you build a compelling story with characters, and that's what's going to bring people to the building. We still put on banger matches, but you know what? We've done more than any other promotion on the East Coast. We told stories. There's some great stories happening on House of Glory that you might not know of unless you watch the actual shows that we put on every month. Those stories are the easiest matches to call. That's a great example. When me and Jason are sitting at the commentary table and the story is already there, man, I foam at the mouth just sitting here with my iPad, taking my notes, writing the story out so that I could relay it on commentary. Those are the easiest matches to call. The matches that have no story, no build, they're just thrown out there, it's boring. It's like, all right, I'm not as a fan, as a commentator, I'm not even invested. That's the difference. Story is everything. Now, I said some nasty things about Kate in that tweet, which got Sean Ross Sapp to, if there's one guy in the community that you don't want to get into a back and forth with on social media, it's Sapp. He's like a master of just trolling. I try my best. I do. He screenshotted me subscribing to Fightful for over 2 years. It's fine. I'm a content creator. Why wouldn't I be subscribed to Fightful? It's the content that I make. They're the leader in breaking news. Why wouldn't I be subscribed? That's not really the own that you think it is. A lot of people I know subscribe to Fightful. Plus, he does good work. His fact-checking, his background, what he waits for to put something out so that it's legit, so he doesn't have to retrace his steps and put out misinformation first and then correct himself. He puts out everything after multiple steps of checking. He does a great job at that. Do I know him as a person? No, I don't. I only know what I see. I only know what I read on social media. Things blew up yesterday to a point where it ruined my entire day. I had an entire slate of things to do, and I got nothing done, and I went to bed with a fucking massive headache because of the entire day, which led to a complete headache, stress headache at the end of the night where I couldn't even really sleep. The things that were said about me because of the things Sap said, I wrote a long-ass tweet kind of going at him and what I think. This resulted in a phone call with him yesterday, and we talked for about an hour and a half. Some of it was cordial. Some of it was heated. It went back to cordial. I don't like his content. I don't like Kate's content. I don't like Denise's content. I don't like Fightful's content. I think their content is not up to par. I don't. I think they have a certain way that they do things that I don't really agree with. It's just the way of the world. I don't agree with the way that they do things. I think their opinion is very, very one-sided. I think they play one side, and I don't think they call it down the middle. I think there are people there that very much toe the company line, man. I don't really appreciate that. I don't like that. It's just the way that I see things. I don't have to like what they do. They don't have to like what I do. The phone call for an hour and a half resulted in us cordially putting aside our differences, putting aside how we feel about each other. We don't like each other. That may change over time. I don't know. But Sean told me about his grandma passing away, a couple of deaths in the family, the things that have been done to him and some staff on the side of social media that is very dark and very weird. Things that are sent to them, things that are done to them, things that they're being threatened with. People doxing them and finding their personal information. I mean, it's just ridiculous what happens, man. It really is just fucking sad. Like, I haven't had any of that happen to me because I have done a very good job of keeping shit private. Nobody knows a fucking thing about me. But the shit that's done to him and the team, it came to a situation where we said, you know what, man, this is not worth it. I don't have to like what you do. I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me or what I do. You know, I got it. You guys know. When my grandpa passed away 10 years ago, I got it. You got fucking people in the chat, on Twitter, with my grandpa's name and you know, just making fun of the whole situation. I got it when Bacardi passed. The shit that I get on Instagram and on Twitter, it's ridiculous. These people are fucking weirdos, yet I'm the bad one. We put aside our differences and we said, you know what? This ain't worth it. It ain't worth it anymore. I told him, let's make a truce. Let's extend an olive branch to each other. Let's delete everything we said today and move on. And that's exactly what we did. I put out a statement yesterday. I talked to Sean. People ran with the fact, oh, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. You're a pussy. You backed away from a fight. Well, I didn't want to fight him to begin with. I don't want to fight anybody. You know, what you guys don't understand is that when you see me at these meet and greets, man, I'm the most non-confrontational person that you could possibly meet. This is why people don't get it. What you see on here is an entertainer. I'm at a 12 and a 13. I live to entertain. But when you see me, man, I'm subdued. I'm to myself. I don't like to interact. I'm such an introvert. It's fucking just ridiculous what these people don't know about me, dude. It's unbelievable. So we deleted everything. I put a statement out. He quote tweeted me today, and it's all squashed. I made him a promise, and we're going to do as a community, collective. We're not going to mention Fightful in any demeaning way. I don't like their... Sean says, if you don't like my content, I don't give a shit. Say you don't like my content. He could say I don't like JD's content. But we're not going to mention Fightful in any demeaning way that we've done in the past. We're not going to bring up Denise's name and drag her name through the mud anymore. It's over. I think her content is genuinely awful. I don't know Denise. She could be the sweetest person in the world. Don't like her content. I think it's beneath my content. It's a very competitive space in the YouTube community. I don't have to like your content. I think it genuinely is bad content. It's disingenuous content. But we're going to leave her and Fightful and Sap alone. We're not going to do that anymore. We're better than that. We're going to move on. And when I see Sean, because eventually I will see him, I will run into him at one of these shows. It's inevitable. Instead of telling him these nasty derogatory things because he was threatening me, tell it to my face, tell it to my face. I got fucking Matt Coon, tell it to my face, He's another asshole, though. He's just above and beyond just pushing the narrative of all these nasty, vile things. I mean, he's a piece of shit. But we're not going to do that to Sean. We're not going to do that to Fightful and the team over there. So put an end to that. And I'm asking you guys respectfully, put an end to that shit. It's over. So I'm glad all that's over. There was never going to be a fight. None of us backed down. Sean didn't back down. I didn't back down. None of us backed down. It's over. That doesn't mean we're going to change the way we do things here. We're still going to be the best at what we do. We're still going to fucking be as angry and vicious towards the creative side of things like we have been. We're very much going to be JD from New York. That's not changing. What I do here, the operation is not going to change. We're just not going to bring other creators into it. If I don't like their content, I'll tell you I don't like that content. We'll just leave it at that. No more personal shots. Capiche? Now, the situation with Dax. The situation with Dax. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I wake up today, I haven't even had 3 sips of my coffee, and Dax is mentioning JD from NY in a tweet at 10:30 in the morning. Why is that, chat? Why is Dax Harwood mentioning my name in a tweet at 10:30 in the morning? Did he wake up immediately thinking about JD from New York? Did someone from Fightful talk to him, which got him upset, and he figured, let me rain on the parade a little bit more, because this is what I start thinking. I'm not saying that's what happened, but this is what I start thinking. He tweets out a gif of the Outrunners shaking hands with each other. WWE fans and AEW fans collectively joined together and called JD from New York a dumbass. Why, Dax? Because I don't like the creative direction of your program. Why are you so upset about what I say, but you're not upset at the direction that your company's going in, which is this way? Did I say something that bothered you? Clearly, the way I upset the fan base on Wednesday, clearly someone in AEW was rattled by what I said. Maybe you should make better television. Still waiting for Tony Khan to fix your dead tag team division, man. That tag team division needs to be brought back to life in some way, shape, or form. How about we put that energy and effort towards that instead of me tweeting me at 10:30 in the morning? So obviously I quote tweet him back. I say, well, gee, Dax, it's not even 11 o'clock in the morning, and pro wrestling pundit Dax Harwood has got podcaster JD from NY on the brain before his morning coffee. If he put that much effort into making his tag team division better, why don't you go Tony that fucking level of effort? Seems like you put more effort into shaming me online for being a creator, an honest one, than talking to your boss about the horrors that tag team division is right now. Don't know what I did. There's visual evidence of me praising FTR, praising the Revival from NXT all the way up until their AEW run. It only happened this year where Dax apparently has a fucking problem with me. Why is that? So then he tweets at me saying, hey man, you're such a badass. Haha. I'll be in New York on Wednesday. Maybe we'll go out for that cup of coffee. So I quote tweet him back. I'm like, if this is a legit invitation, I would gladly take you up on that offer because I never, ever said anything bad about you. I've always supported what you did. And this terrible narrative and this notion that you and everybody else is running with, that you think you know who I am and what I am, I'd love to talk over a cup of coffee. Do I think he's genuine and legit in his invitation? Fuck no. I know he's not. He tweeted me back. DM me. I'll send you the info for the hotel where I'm going to be staying at. Sure thing. Did I hear back from Dax? Of course I didn't. I didn't hear back from Dax. Am I going to hear back from Dax? No, I'm not. Are we going to get that cup of coffee? No. Plus, how do I know he's being genuine? How do I know he's not going to be lined up with a crew who's going to try and make me look bad? For all I know, he's got a recorder and he's going to fucking record the entire confrontation or sit down. He'll soundbite it, make me look bad. I mean, they're all carnies. I can't imagine he's going to be genuine in his invitation. Really, you know? So he's going to show up with Matt Coon and they're going to try and threaten me and put me in my place because of my pro wrestling opinion, man. Oh, man, JD's a fucking piece of shit, man. He's a racist. He's a sexist. He's a toxic member of the IWC because of his wrestling opinion in 2024. Ridiculous. But I would gladly buy him a coffee if he genuinely wanted to meet. But I know he's not genuine. So I never even followed up. But I don't really understand where all this hostility has come from, man. All I do is put my opinion and my content out there, and it's as if it's fucking World War III. JD hates AEW. Let's completely melt down on social media. I don't know how bad Cornette gets it. I don't. How come nobody else in the community gets it as bad as me? Or am I the only one that covers AEW? Spread the wealth, bro. Spread the wealth. But this fucking narrative that I'm all these nasty things, man, I know you guys know better to not believe any of it. Some of you have met me at these meet and greets. Some of you know how I am. Some of you know more than a lot of people about who I am and some of my personal life. And you know I'm not the things that people say online. None of these people know me. None of them. Which is what I find funny. You know, they all think they know. They don't know shit. They don't know fucking a decimal of what I am and who I am. Oh, JD lives in his mom's basement. Sure. Sure thing, man. If you saw where I lived and how I live and what I do, that narrative would be put to bed almost instant. That would make a lot of people look fucking stupid, man. All I need to do is screenshot my house and where I live, bro. That would be dead in an instant. Come on, man. I got this place, and I got a place in Atlantic City. So where's my mom's basement? Where is it? My mom lives in Delaware. I'm in fucking New York. Fucking ridiculous. Mom's basement. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Come up with some new fucking material, bro. Really. Anyway, man, it was a stressful 48 hours, and I'm looking to move on into a better week, starting with the weekend. Better week next week. We're gonna kick some ass going into Bad Blood. So hopefully you guys are on board with me, man. You guys don't have to like Fightful. You guys don't have to like Denise. I know we don't, but let's refrain from any of the vile shit, because I genuinely feel bad for Sean and some of his team that are actually going through something now with some bizarre fucking sicko, some weirdo. And let's refrain from the personal shit. Nothing I ever said was really all that personal anyway. But let's try and refrain. We can sit here and fucking claim anyone's content sucks. It's free reign. But the personal shit, let's keep away from the discussion. Anyway, so that's what's been going on, man. It's just it was just a big headache, and I'm just glad to move on from it all. I know I'm never gonna escape all the fucking terrible narrative and the vile things that are out there, but you know, that's the reason why the block button exists, man. And if you see anything said, man, just block it out and move on from it. None of it is true at all. Yeah, Zero Kai, but yeah, we're gonna put that in the retired bin, bro. It's probably seen it today anyway, but let's get into these super chats. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. We got a couple of bombs in here, which I will be reading out in just a second. Thank you guys very much. Realist in the room, how you doing with a $9.99? When I said Cody is trash, this Bob Backlund gimmick ain't it. That feeling you got with Cena is what many of us feel. Take away the entrance. Honestly, tell me what I'm supposed to get invested in. Cody's a great storyteller. Cody's a much better storyteller than John Cena was. That's why I'm invested in Cody. There's a sense of drama that comes with Cody that John Cena did not have. Fallen Exposure with a $2 super chat. That LA Knight elbow drop. Yeah. I do like that elbow drop. It's a great looking move. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Hello, KO. Oh, no, actually, no. She says heel KO, not hello. Heel KO. When Cody stops him from attacking Roman. Depends on the situation. Brandon Watson with a $4.99. What do you think WWE's planning on the Lucha Brothers doing first? I think the Lucha Brothers, from what I read, are going to the main roster immediately. I think the Machine Guns go to NXT for a little bit, do what they got to do down there, because I believe they did request it, and the Lucha Brothers, I read, are going right to the main roster. Which I love that decision, because the value they bring to a Raw or SmackDown, I could see them ending up on SmackDown. And if SmackDown's going 3 hours, expect the Lucha Brothers on Friday night. User 279 with 2 months. OTS is the best. Thank you, brother. Isaac Estrada with a $5 super chat. Tomorrow is my 28th birthday. I'm happy to start it off with you and the OTS family. Thank you for all you do, JD. Thank you, Isaac. And happy birthday, brother. Happy 28th, man. I don't know if you indulge in a nice adult beverage, but if you do, or don't, make sure it's ice cold, brother. Studa Beats with a $10 super chat. JD, not sure what I can take more. Vinci on my screen, another storyless night for LA, or TK telling everybody on Busted Open that AEW is doing just fine. Ugh. Where is Monday already? Did he really say that AEW is doing just fine? No, they're not. I saw a clip from Brian Alvarez where he said someone in AEW told him that Tony says long-term booking doesn't exist in AEW anymore. Gee, I wonder why they're fucking failing. There you go. Thank you, Studa Beats. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Enter 10 puns in pun contest, hoping one would win, but no pun intended. Quit job at helium bottling plant because I refuse to be spoken to in that tone. Hopefully you got more in the tank, Sidro. I ain't laughing, bro. Joshua Taylor with 7 months in the venue. Thank you, Joshua. What's up, JD? I just have a feeling that all of Cody's friends are going to turn on him, and it is completely justified. They took ass whoopings for him. Yes. Yes. It's exactly what I said tonight. Studa Beats with a $5 super chat. Matt Cardona was under the comments when WWE posted about Saturday night's main event. You think we see him make a return to WWE on that night would be an awesome moment. I don't know why he's not with a major company anyway. He's just so good at what he does. I can't see him doing what he did on the indies on the major stage because that was just very much out there. But as long as he remains who he is now with his name, Zack Ryder's dead, bring that, some of that to WWE, I think that would be a nice fit for sure, yeah. Jerry Ramey with 38 months. I know Solo claims to be the tribal chief for the heel heat, but I could see The Rock taking the Ulafala off Solo around January, leading to Rock versus Roman. Could be, brother. We don't know. Lauren with a 2. That KO heel turn is imminent. Thinking Bad Blood. Maybe. Also, Lauren with a 2. RKO is on vacation. You think he'll turn upon return? I don't know. I don't know. I did not know he was on vacation. Hopefully he's enjoying himself. Realist in the room, how you doing with the 199? I liked how Cody was shown in the ATL promo. I did too. I thought it was great. Lauren with a 2. Thank you. Joey with a 2. How do you think Cena versus Breakker could happen in 2025? I am not thinking about Cena Breakker. I'm thinking Cena Punk. I'm thinking Cena Logan Paul. I'm thinking Cena Gunther. I'm thinking Cena KO, Cena LA Knight, Cena Randy Orton. Mr. Noob with a $5 super chat. Every time I hear the word coexist, I yell out, "Pal!" and swing my arm. I blame you. It's affecting my work, social, and home life. OTS for life. Pal! Captain Solo with a $10 super chat. WWE needs to go back to good rock music in their intros. The current stuff is garbage. OTS for life. Screw the haters. You are successful, and that always comes with the hate. Yeah, but when it's just constant Solo. It's just constant back to back to back every single day, man. JD's racist, sexist, homophobe, transphobe, this, that phobe. It's like, it's all right, guys. Enough. Like, I get it. It's not true, but thanks. Thanks for coming. David Hooray with a $5 super chat. I was recently diagnosed with an illness that can kill me. I wanted to tell you that I appreciate you and what you do for the IWC. David, I wish you nothing but the best, brother. Let me see those prayer emojis in the chat for my guy David. David's going to pull through with whatever is ailing him. And David's going to be sitting in the fucking VIP section, whether it's in the beer garden behind me, around the fire pit, or he's sitting in my mother's basement with the eyes in the crazy picture going back and forth. He's going to be sitting there with a whiskey of his choice, top shelf, on ice. Keep us updated, David. Appreciate you being here, brother. Hidden Network. Hey, JD, screw them haters. Thank you, Hidden. I got to get everybody on board here, man. We got to get those round of applause in. David Thiering and Dovey, both back to back with a $100 super chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. David says, people need to stop being soft, grow a set of balls, and not be so easily offended by everything these days. Cancel culture is so toxic that it makes me sick. You don't need to change for anybody, JD. Being you is what made you so successful. Keep it up. OTS for life. David, thank you so much, brother. I ain't going anywhere, and nothing's changing, man. I promise each and every one of you guys, nothing is changing. And Dovey says, this black lady doesn't think you are racist or a homophobe. I love your personality and your realism. That's why I watch OTS for life. Fuck them. Keep doing you. Dovey, very much appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And we got, listen, I got to pause the music again, man. Look at this guy coming on here. We're going to read him because when I see the red show up, man, that means someone's at the bar dropping a big bomb. Oh, my goodness. The Abyss 86 with a $100 super chat. He says, fuck those people, JD. The internet has the whole world sick. People don't know how to be human beings anymore. Common sense and comprehension are dead. No one understands constructive criticism. Anyway, we love you and we'll always be here. OTS for life. P.S. I'm going to Bad Blood. Lucky you, brother. I wish I was going to Bad Blood. Bad Blood would be the one show I'd probably want to go to this year. Enjoy yourself, man, and thank you for the support, and thank you guys, man. Appreciate it. Blake Meads with a $4.99. AEW fans are the Rick and Morty fans of pro wrestling. I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I'm assuming it's not good. Triple M, what's up, brother? $5 super chat. The Roman and Cody segment was incredible. That was absolute cinema. I hope your day has been good. Fuck the haters. You are the GOAT, JD. Hashtag OTS. Thank you, Triple M. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. You and Silent Monster are the only honest guys in the IWC. Let's not forget my guy, BC. Let's not forget my guy, BC, man. And an honorary mention. We'll mention Just Alex as well. Captain Solo with a 2. Does this mean no more Denise voice? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to retire the Denise voice. We'll find something new. I'm a creative guy. I'm sure I could come up with something other than making fun of Denise Salcedo. Captain Solo with a 5. Dax Harwood was definitely bullied and picked on in school. It's so obvious. I don't know what his problem is. I genuinely love FTR. Craig with a $5 super chat. Best decade ever, the 80s. Give me Reagan. Give me Married with Children. Give me Andrew Dice Clay. Give me back my MTV. Always be you, JD. Yeah, man. Those were the days. Those were the days. Yes, love Don Tony. Love Kevin Castle. Love Ross. Jack Burford with a $7.99. Hey, JD, who's your favorite to win the Royal Rumble? Big fan, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Jack. My early favorite for the Royal Rumble is... I am going to go Ilya Dragunov. Probably not going to happen, but... we tend to find out where the winds are blowing for the Royal Rumble winner when we get a couple weeks out. No idea on the ladies. I'd probably say Charlotte Flair because I could see her returning in the Royal Rumble. Ricardo Linnell with a $5 super chat. JD, the only hate you because you are right and number one in the IWC. Cheers. OTS for life. Thank you, brother. You know, there's the other narrative. Oh, JD has fallen off Falling off what? Falling off what? I mean, the AEW stream did over 30,000 views and near 2,000 likes on Wednesday. What's falling off? I don't understand that narrative either. People just want to say shit to sound cool nowadays, man. Blake with a $4.99. Trust me, JD. Cornette gets it just as bad, if not worse than you. Cornette is Satan to the AEW stands. How does he handle it? What does he do? What does he do? Oriana, 457 with a $2 super chat. Stone Cold versus John Cena would be awesome. Yeah, maybe 10 years ago. Not now. John JID 999 with a 199. Lashley's new sports show, Phenoms to Legends, is fire. Is it? I didn't even know he had a new sports show. Gotta look that up. And Clone Force with a 199. I can't wait to see Vince get buried on Wednesday. I will be seated with a whiskey on the rocks. I can't wait. That's all I got, guys, for this SmackDown stream. I really appreciate you all very, very much, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the overwhelming love and support today. I really do appreciate it. It's been one hell of a week, man. You know, it's been one hell of a week, but we're going to get through it. We've already come out on the back end, and we're going to have a great weekend, and we're going to have a great week going into Bad Blood. Great 2 weeks going into Bad Blood. Major with a $4.99. JD, call me crazy, but I got Rock winning the Royal Rumble. That's how he gets Cody at 41. What's the real possibilities of that? What's your take? It is a major, no pun intended, possibility. That is if he wants it. It's going to come down to, does he want it? Does he want to wrestle? And does he want to go through with it? I don't know. Blake Meads with a $4.99. Cornette mostly just finds it funny. He trolls the shit out of them. Yeah, I don't really want to spend any more time on social media than I have to. So I guess kudos to him. Well, thank you guys very much, man. You killed it tonight. Thank you for the love. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you sticking with me. You guys are the lifeblood of this channel, the lifeblood of these streams. And we're going to continue to kill it, man, no matter what. No matter what they continue to say about us, no matter what they continue to throw at us, we're going to end up killing it anyway, man, because they can't help themselves. The biggest fans of OTS and JD from New York are the haters. They sit there and they wait with their phones ready to clip Engagement Farm, post, and make pennies on the dollar from Elon. That's what they do. They live for it. They're addicted to it. But if I'm making them react that way, you know I'm doing something right. Realist in the room, how you doing with a 199? You've seen Zilla no-showed GCW. Well, that's interesting because he's the HOG. He's the House of Glory Crown Jewel Champion. And he will be wrestling in 2 weeks in Queens for our Joe Hendry show. I don't know. We'll see. Let the rumors start flying about Zilla Fatu. I don't think he's ready for the main roster yet. Guys, thank you very much for all your support. Awesome night. Awesome night. Thank you to everybody watching on Twitch. Appreciate you guys. My Twitch family. Always appreciate you guys showing up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out today's content on Miro. Great stuff. Really great discussion, man. We talk about Miro. asking for his release. SmackDown going to 3 hours. And then tomorrow's upload, KO going to AEW, and the Lucha Brothers officially signed with WWE. We talk about all that. So go check all that stuff out. And anything else you might have missed on the homepage. Shorts channel just reached 5,000 subs. Go and catch up on some great content this weekend over there if you missed it on the streams. And shout out to my friends over at Magic Mind. MagicMind.com/JD from NY. Promo code is JD from NY20. 20% off your first purchase or up to 48% off a subscription. Thank you guys very much, man. Love you guys. Thank you for the support this week and the last 48 hours. And we will see you right back here live with Monday Night After Raw on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.